sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to historic Baltimore, Maryland, and M&T Bank Stadium. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Miami Dolphins and the Baltimore Ravens. The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. They'll run here with Raheem Mostert. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, second down.
Offense looked a little bit discouraged after that play, shaking their heads a bit, looking at each other. I think they thought they'd get a lot more out of that call. Sometimes you do get the running lane you want, and other times the defensive front, they just break up the play before it can get going.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. And that is incomplete.
Well, that's absolutely going to fire this defense up. They made it their mission to deny that completion, and they came through with a nice hit and knocked it incomplete.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. Up the middle they go with Mostert. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. That one good for 13 and a Dolphin first down.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. Tua now on first down. He's going deep for Brown. And this is what here? Incomplete, they say. It looked like it was intercepted, but he apparently did not get the 2 feet down in bounds.
Love the idea, love the concept, but you got to leave a little room on the sideline so he can fade into it when he makes the catch. That was thrown too close to it for the receiver to make a play.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. From the gun, it's Tua. He's going deep for Brown. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Man coverage is certainly a staple of their defense, and it's built for plays like that, forcing that incompletion.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Tua going to throw. He's going deep for Brown. And that will be incomplete. Howard scared him let it fly, but he falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
So one first down on that drive, and that's it. Forced to take the deep shot on 3rd down and couldn't hit it. Now they have to punt this one away.
They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he will have a Dolphins first down as this defense cannot come up with a play that they need. In fact, they surrender a big chunk, 17 yards there on 4th down. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. The 20. And he will bring this back. It's a pick six and a Raven touchdown. Well, they were advancing the ball. They had a couple first downs under their belt, but a big mistake there on the opening drive leads to 6 points the other direction.
And what a good read that was on his part, Brandon, because it prevents a possible scoring drive with how they were moving things along. And it gives the defense the advantage. It's going to be a definitely entertaining battle between these units.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go around.
And sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Once again, it's Mostert. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he can even get started. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. Let's see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down. Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. And going deep for Hill. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Kyle Hamilton picks it, and the Ravens are going to take possession here at their own 33.
And, partner, I think this is where long-term starters in the NFL separate themselves from the rest of the pack because there's still 3 full quarters left in this one. More than enough time to move past a pair of early mistakes and find a way to lead your team to a win. Mental resiliency, a characteristic every NFL team's looking for in their quarterback.
A man who missed all of 2021, this is J.K. Dobbins to about the 35, 2nd down. This defense for the Dolphins, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and try to attack them this week because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback, make sure you see your guys open before you deliver?
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 22 yards there, a 1st down. The center receiver in motion to the right. On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. The Ravens had 0-1 on the year following the loss in the opener. And listen, they knew last week they were in for a tough fight on the road. But now here's the home opener and a chance to get things right.
And I like the way that you presented that because the bottom line is they didn't come out of that loss discouraged. They just came home and said, hey, if we do what we're supposed to do, protect our home turf, we'll be just fine.
On 3rd down, here's Dobbins. And they'll get him down at the 34, and he's going to be short of the first by a few yards. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. On fourth down, here's the option. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. Little read option, the end result, the first down, so a good read.
And the way teams are running it nowadays, they've added variety to it. You know, the original way was you read the defensive end. If he crashes down, you pull it and you go. Now they may not even block that person, may end up reading the linebacker, may read the cornerback. Just depends on how they want to block it up. In any case, this worked well for them.
Off the play fake, here's Wilson. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Brandon Jones picking it off. And the Dolphins are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. So this defense coming up with a takeaway, and maybe that's something that can bring a little life to that sideline.
Well, I don't want to say that they've been sleepwalking through this first half because that's simply not true, but you're right. We haven't seen a lot of fire from these guys, really, on either side of the ball. So maybe that's the catalyst that they needed to get them back into this game.
The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. Right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor. But thank you, Dr. Davis. Tagovailoa to throw on second down here. And going deep for Hill. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. Then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. Devin Duvernay now returning from the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover the play did on the last one.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On the counter now, it's Dobbins. And he'll get this up to about the 40. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Now Dobbins again on 2nd down. And only a couple for him there as the tackle is made at the 42. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Coverage was awfully tight there on 3rd down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. That's for Bateman, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Eric Rowe. There he goes left side. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown. Well, turnabout is fair play, I guess. They had a pick six against them earlier, and now this defense, Charles, they get a pick six of their own.
And for a moment, let's just set aside how it impacts the scoreboard, because how about the response? One defense gets the pick six, the other comes back and matches it. These are two defenses that are planning on winning the game for their teams themselves.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that makes the score 14-7. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. No run back here for Duvernay. Touchback out to the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a third down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
Option play, and they'll hand to Dobbins. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. This offense hoping to avoid the 0-2 start. They trail, but they've got a 1st and 10 here. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
After the turnover, it's Tua. And he'll just get rid of it.
No grounding call there. He had a receiver near the right sideline. It was pretty clear there. He just needed to get rid of that one.
And he did have a receiver in the area, but initially my view was obstructed, and I thought that was going to be grounding, but clearly the correct call made, and that is no call.
Is that why you threw your play sheet down? Is that why you did it? Was that the flag?
You can't be giving me up. I got a lot of issues up here in the booth. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after the last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Now Tua. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
Hey, man.
Tagovailoa going for it on 4th down. He's going deep for Brown. This is caught inside the 15. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Dolphins' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it's now 21-7. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. Duvernay now going to bring it out. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Play action. It's Wilson. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try and get those yards a safer way.
They go play action now. Wilson.
That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Play action. Now Wilson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Brandon Jones picking it off.
And the Dolphins are going to take over at their own 41.
Well, CD, you know, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. With 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked them off.
Yeah, instead of analyzing what's going on.
Oh, and Tua going to be intercepted for the 3rd time.
Picked off by Kyle Fuller.
And the Ravens will take over possession here up at the 44. Well, Charles, you were so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
The drive will commence with a run by J.K. Dobbins.
And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now Wilson. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Here's Wilson. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Xavier Howard.
Well, there's two sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it, and I think about it awfully hard. But also, you might want...
He's got a man complete. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
And they extend their lead, a little added cushion into the lockers. What a way to finish.
Tremendous way. That's momentum that they carry in with them. Can they convert it and bring it back out to start the third quarter?
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Ravens set to receive the football, trailing here as we resume action in the third quarter. Fielded just outside the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Well, they look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no 3-score drive on that play sheet for any of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive, but maybe cut into it a little bit as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down.
Again, Wilson will keep it.
Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. So now 3rd and 10. A big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Now Wilson.
Open man is Bateman. It's complete. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. And right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now it's Wilson. 20.
And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down.
Dobbins running out of the gun.
And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. Now the Dolphins are going to halt the action here. It's a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn 1 here in this third quarter. Now on 2nd and 13. Wilson.
Open man is Duvernay.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Boy, how about the strength there after the catch? I've got to get back in the gym myself now. I'm inspired. Boom, he shook off some tacklers. Bang, fighting to get to the goal line. Couldn't quite get there, but he's got his guys set up 1st and goal.
Dobbins will get down close to the goal line, but not in, as he'll be marked down at the 1. One more time with Dobbins.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore.
J.K. Dobbins
His first rushing touchdown on the year. And the Ravens are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the second half. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And that puts the lead to 28-14. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You could say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
Second down, here's Mostert again. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll try and run here with Mostert. And some space here. That's a good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. 45 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
Tua now on first down. Towards the end zone for Brown. And this is incomplete. Oh, that looked like a sure 6 points, but he could not get that to stick, and that is a golden opportunity wasted there.
You can feel the anguish all the way up here. It certainly looked like he had that one in the end zone, open, unable to hold on to it.
Tua once again here on 2nd and 10. He'll let this go for the end zone. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And the Ravens will take over here just shy of the 30. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman.
Oh, yeah, that's
then
right.
With the Eagles.
That's right. Then with the Eagles, and I believe it's against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They coming off a touchdown drive. The last time they had the ball, that cut down the lead. Now the defense does their part, got them the football back.
So now maybe with the touchdown they scored previously, plus their defense making that stand up.
And now here's another interception. Picked off Byron Jones. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown.
Well, whatever adjustments they're trying to make over on that sideline, Charles, this defense, they just seem to be a step in front of them and not giving them a chance to implement any of those changes. And here, a pick 6, and they widen the lead.
At least a step ahead, maybe even 2 steps. And right now, they are thinking hard about putting this opponent away. That turnover, it grew their lead and just totally deflated that offense. Now these next couple of series, you can take them out of the game entirely if you continue on this pace.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And they won't be able to run another play. Time has expired on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off.
Duvernay going to sit on this in the end zone, so it'll come out to the 25.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And that last pick six may have been the backbreaker as they now face a 3-score deficit in the fourth quarter. They need points quickly. I credit the tackle to Brandon Jones.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They go play action with Wilson. And he will find his man Sutton. That's complete. And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. That'll give him 60 yards receiving now as he's got a first down.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays,
and my goodness, another interception. Picked off Byron Jones.
And the Dolphins are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
The number 7 usually lucky here. Not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he had won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad career. But when you're talking about one game, 7, you're right, not lucky at all.
Yeah, Ty Detmer, the last to do it in 2001 to throw 7 picks.
They'll start on the ground with Mostert.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. From the 44, Tua. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him.
Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
If we go back to the last series, remember, their coverage allowed them to get a turnover in the last drive, a takeaway, and that helped contribute to a sack on this one. I think maybe his quarterback's a little bit hesitant. Last time he turned it over, now he sees his zone coverage a little bit slow to get rid of the football.
That's going to be caught along the sideline, and what a job of keeping his feet in bounds. They say that's a catch.
Give them 22 there on the 3rd down conversion. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Well, 4th quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
Under 4 to go now as they come up on 2nd down.
Red, strike it.
Going to the air, Tagovailoa. And this is going to be intercepted.
Kyle Hamilton picks it.
And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line.
That's a beautiful read there by the safety. It's zone coverage, so he's just going to sit back and watch. He knows he can't get beat deep because he has the end line to protect him. So he can react to everything in front of him, and he makes a great break on the football and comes down with the interception.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. After the interception, here's Wilson. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard.
And the Dolphins are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard. and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in.
And now here is another interception. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Ravens are going to take possession of the football. Well, to be frank, CD, this is getting tough to watch. I mean, you feel for him, but 6 interceptions, that's at a whole new level. It's not a good level.
It makes it tougher and tougher to come up with ways to try and support him. But you have to as a team because you can't just throw your quarterback aside. You're going to need him later on. But it reminds me of a time that a former defense coordinator of mine told me he was in a game where his quarterback threw 7 interceptions. So after the 6-1, one of the defensive players went to the quarterback and said, here's what you did.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. J.K. Dobbins with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Ravens have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Tucker with the extra point. And the lead will be cut down to 14. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Right after the touchdown to extend their lead, now maybe opening the door a little bit there by allowing starting field position at the 40. Good starting field position for the Dolphins as they have it 1st and 10 at their own 42. A run with Mostert up the middle. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. And some room to run now. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking 24-hour rule because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
On 2nd and 10, Wilson. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Keon Crossan. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown. Well, this defense just continuing to do their thing, and now they add on to that lead with another pick 6.
And how about the way they played this entire game? Not only they put their stamp on it, but every time they try and mount an offensive challenge, they find a way to thwart it. And multiple pick 6s, oh yeah, they'll enjoy watching this tape after the game.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And not the first time that they're coming back out off of a turnover, but the last one really hurt, Charles, with that pick 6.
And it feels like the whole team's infected right now, doesn't it? It's not just been one person. It's kind of been a group effort where the mistakes have happened. Can they put that aside, kind of start over, and put together a nice drive.
To throw again on second down. Wilson.
Able to locate Andrews here on the out route.
And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. He's able to find Wallace.
And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
They'll send a receiver in motion left. Throwing again on second down. Wilson.
Yeah, he's just throwing the ball up for grabs now. Fortunately, that one going to fall incomplete. But we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win.
And in for the Ravens touchdown. Cortland Sutton, his second touchdown on the season.
And the Ravens get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And it'll cut the lead back down to 21. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
Hill is going to take it out of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the fourth quarter. The defense does have all 3 timeouts, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to matter much. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. That one looks like he'll throw here. His throw incomplete.
But their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
Setting to throw on first down is Tua. And going deep for Hill. And now here's another interception. Picked up by Marcus Williams.
And the Ravens are going to get it back here just shy of the 20. So the deep ball giveth, and now the deep ball taketh away.
And you're getting deep on me here. I like that. Going to the next level and what you're thinking. And when you think about all the success he's had throwing the football so far, sometimes when you're doing that, you think you're invincible out there. But he was given a cold dose of reality on that throw.
And with inside of 10 seconds, 8 to be precise, we get whistles and a timeout on the field. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Wilson.
That's complete to his receiver, Bateman.
And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agree. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
One last shot for Wilson. And this is going to be caught. So it affects the final score, not the outcome, but it is a late touchdown here on the game's final play. Just a formality now, but here's the extra point. And it's good, but it's also of little consequences. This game is over. Well, on the one side, if you try to take away something positive from this game, they played to the final whistle, getting the touchdown there on the last play. But still, all for naught, really.
Yeah, I'd say give them points for positivity. I like that. That part is good. But I often wonder, when the game is settled and the clock is run out, do we really need to kick the extra point?
Oh, yeah. It's silly. It's silly.
It doesn't make any sense to me. I know that people have explained before, well, you got to play it all the way through. Come on, this thing was done.
So for the Dolphins, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Buffalo Bills. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Foxborough to face off against the New England Patriots.